Hello everyone and welcome. I'm a bit late. I know I said rally video day is Wednesday and today's Thursday. I apologise for that, but here we go. As you can see, the sun is almost shining. It's quite windy here, but look at this, got a bit of a microphone going on, so hopefully the audio won't be too bad. The phone is getting blown around like crazy, but we'll just have to live with that. That doesn't affect you, does it, apart from my face wobbling around? I'm sure you don't care that much about my face. So I was thinking before this video, or I should say I was thinking last week after the last video, what am I going to talk about in the next video, because there's no rallies or no WRC events taking place. Well, a lot's happened, hasn't it? There's been a lot going on. I want to talk about Hyundai a bit this week in a few different ways, but I will come to that. There's some things going on. So this weekend we were supposed to see two rallies in Belgium, the South Belgium Rally and the Hemi-Cuda Rally. The South Belgium Rally, which was seen as a warm-up event for IPA, has been cancelled thanks to COVID. That is difficult for Hyundai because they were supposed to be competing there as a warm-up. That's a problem. It's not a big surprise. It puts pressure on IPA, obviously. There is talk of them switching. They had an entry in for Hemi-Cuda as well, for one R5 car. Will we now see Breen or Neuville or someone in a WRC car there? Who knows? We will, if Hemi-Cuda goes ahead, which as of now still is, we will see Evans and Ogier there in Toyotas, which is good for them, and if they go ahead and run the rally, they will obviously have a bit of an advantage. On Belgium, obviously there's still a lot of questions in the air about whether IPA's even going to happen. We'll just have to see, won't we? I mean, the way things are looking right now, you would have to say that there has to be some doubt. I'm not going to make a prediction about that. I've given up on making predictions about the world at the moment. Total waste of time, isn't it? So IPA might not even happen. If it doesn't happen, that's good for Alfyn Evans, because it's one less rally for his opponents to score points, and one step closer to him getting his hands on the championship trophy. For us, not so good, because obviously that's one less rally for us to watch, and I think IPA would make a really, really awesome round of the World Rally Championship. So we're going to have to see how that goes. But if those guys at Toyota get to run this weekend, that is definitely going to help them, isn't it? Colin Clark posted a picture this week of a road that is used on the IPA rally, a tarmac road, but you couldn't really tell from the picture. It looked like a dirt track. It looked way worse than this mess behind me here. Much wetter, much muddier, and very, very difficult if you're on tarmac tyres. Belgium's going to be interesting, isn't it, if it happens? We'll get a bit of a sense over this weekend if Hemi-Cuda goes ahead. Just see how that looks. But fingers crossed for IPA. I will be absolutely gutted if it doesn't happen. That will leave us with Monza. But a lot could change between now and December, couldn't it? So who knows? So yes, that's that. The road order thing is going on. Yves Maton has said that he's not changing the rules, or that the rules about running order are not changing. Obviously we saw lots of moaning over Italy weekend. I can't even be bothered with that one, really. Running order has been a debate for years and years and years and years, and I didn't actually think we were in a particularly bad place at the moment. I don't know, I just get a bit tired of Ogier moaning about it when he's won so many championships from running first on the road on almost every event. I think that puts you in a rather difficult position from which to complain. Anyway, let's not have a go at Ogier, because that's a waste of time. Let's talk about Hyundai for a little bit. I think Hyundai are a really interesting company. Now, there's lots happening. I'm going to touch on a few different areas here. But Hyundai, generally speaking, from my point of view as a motorsport person and as a motoring person, I think Hyundai are one of the most interesting brands in the world right now in car terms. I think if you look at what they're doing across a really broad range, so obviously we've got the WRC program that we all care about, which is brilliant, and they've been very successful, winning the Manufacturers' Championship, and to be honest, coming in, supporting the championship for quite a long time now. So they've been very important to us. You know, they've got the WRC program, they've got the customer program. So one significant development this week is that we've seen the unveiling of images of the new Rally 2 Hyundai, the new replacement for the R5 car based on the new i20, which is really exciting. Good looking car, so I'm pleased about that. And it shows that Hyundai remain committed to their customer program, which is very, very good indeed. If we look beyond motorsport for a minute, we'll get back to motorsport, but if we look beyond motorsport for a minute and look at what Hyundai are doing as a road car company, I think that is very, very interesting indeed. The N brand, which they promote through WRC and through touring cars, I think is fascinating. We saw the i30N launched a few years ago, which was brilliant. I've driven one, it's brilliant. We've seen this week unveiled the new i20N, which the Rally 2 car is based on, loosely, which I suspect will also be brilliant. And will be a rival for the Fiesta ST in a segment which is actually pretty barren at the moment. So I think that's really good. So putting performance aside, we've also got Hyundai's commitment to low emission vehicles. So if you look at their range, I think Hyundai, personally speaking, are going about it in a very good way. So what we're seeing is a range of technologies being adopted by Hyundai, and they're doing it in a clever way where they're having platforms that can suit and work with those different technologies. So you have Ioniq, it's called, which can run as a hydrogen car and a hybrid car and an electric car, which is really good. Similar with the Kona crossover thing, which might well be the basis for the next World Rally car, if there is one. So I think, you know, as a brand, I think Hyundai are doing a really good job. You know, the N brand is growing and it gets a lot of respect from the motoring media. Perhaps doesn't sell in as bigger numbers in the UK as we would hope, but as I understand has exceeded expectations. Go to Germany and the i30N is really popular. Go to the Nürburgring and you'll see a lot of them. Hyundai have a range of dealer fit tuning parts available in Germany. So that's you know, the N brand is good. Their commitment to new technology is really good. So I think that makes them a really interesting brand if you're a car person. They have shaken off the budget crappy, you know, eco box thing well and truly, in my view. I think they are more than a match for most other manufacturers, and they're not paying me to say this, by the way. This is just my opinion as a car journalist. So I think that's really good, but I also think it's really important for us as the WRC, us, me, us, you, everyone, to have a manufacturer like that involved. And that is what brings me to something else that's come out in the last few days, and that is the story that Hyundai may not even bother with the hybrid. They're talking about them switching focus and moving to sports cars, or I mean, that in itself for me is utter madness. This is a company that is all about producing hatchbacks, SUVs and normal cars. They don't even have a sports car other than the Veloster thing that you can, I don't even know if you can buy it in the UK anymore, you can buy it in the US. And they're talking about sports car programs for a company that's marketing itself in a performance way of selling hot hatchbacks. That, to me, says a lot about this current state of affairs in the World Rally Championship and their discomfort as a company with the direction that the championship is going. Adamo has said that he wanted the hybrid regulations delayed by a year, which lots of people have said isn't a bad idea, to pause in this changed environment which we now find ourselves in and reconsider. But the WRC and the FIA and whoever are desperate to plough ahead with this ill-conceived plan, ill-conceived in my view, not ill-conceived in their view, of course, and we now potentially risk losing a manufacturer and going down to one full works team and one semi-works team from the hybrid era. Well, that to me seems utterly mental. And if the FIA and WRC are not sitting there at their desk right now thinking, oh my God, we need to do something about this, then I don't even know what to say. The threat, the possibility of losing another manufacturer at the moment, to me, is terrifying. Because the last thing we want to go back to is the situation that we had in the noughties, where we had Citroën putting all of the money in and winning everything, and M Sport just plodding along trying to pick up what they could. And we could end up in that position again with Toyota, and then M Sport back in that role. That to me is not a good situation. And to throw even more fuel on the fire, this is a really ranty video, this one, isn't it? To throw more fuel on the fire, it's been announced that from 2023, yes, 2023, I knew it, Rally 2 cars, R5 cars, will be going hybrid as well. And we will be adding a mild hybrid system with a roughly 10 horsepower boost to a Rally 2 car, which is what I've been suggesting all along. Where to begin with that? Where to begin? So, what we're saying is that Hyundai want a delay to the hybrid rules. If we gave them that delay, they could then produce a hybridised Rally 2 car, which would save everyone a lot of money, because everyone has a Rally 2 car, apart from Toyota, who are going to make one. And we can add hybrid, which would tick that box, because it is a box tick. This isn't about making the sport genuinely eco-friendly, because no motorsport, petrol powered, diesel powered, electric powered, is environmentally friendly, because it involves lots of travel. And even if the cars are electric, you still have to charge them from somewhere. So it is a box ticking exercise at this point. I mean, I don't know what to say. How can we risk losing a manufacturer just to forge a path with regulations that, as I see it, no one actually really wants? The fans don't want them. I haven't really seen many rally fans who are happy about the direction the sport is going. One of the teams, one of the biggest teams, and you know, out of two, because one, with the greatest respect to M Sport, who I love, is a semi-works private team, who, to be honest, would probably be better off if we didn't go down the hybrid route. You know, but one of the big players is saying we want a delay to this, and it needs to cost less. And the FIA and WRC are just saying, well, sod you, we're going to do what we want. It beggars belief, doesn't it? So, try and get back to a little bit of common sense. In my view, if we lose Hyundai, who are one of the most exciting automotive brands in the world right now, I think that would be a crying shame. I think the FIA and WRC must listen to what Hyundai are saying. Because if Hyundai are thinking of pulling out, that's a huge problem. You know, in my view, at this time, we are not going to find another manufacturer. Yes, by adding hybrid technology of some kind to the WRC, you do potentially make it more appealing to a manufacturer, because they can use it as a marketing tool in this very eco-conscious time where they have to appear to be meeting that demand. But with this new world that we now live in, with this catastrophic economic damage that we have suffered, I don't see how you are going to get a manufacturer to come into the WRC. It's not attractive enough. It doesn't get enough television coverage, it doesn't get enough media coverage, and it is not hot property in the same way that Extreme E or Formula E or something of that nature is. So for me, right now, we have to really think about what Hyundai is saying. And if we're intent on making Rally 2 cars hybrid as well, within a year or 2 years, okay, do that. Scrap the hybrid WRC Rally 1 cars then. Scrap them immediately. Get rid of it. It's not necessary. 2021, we're carrying on as we are regardless. So 2022, well, we could carry on for another year with the current cars, or we could use Rally 2 cars for a year and then hybridise them, or we could try and pull that forward and be a bit ambitious and try and, because the technology is a bit easier, make Rally 2 cars the main category from 2022 and make them a hybrid and save everyone loads of money, because no one's going to have to make a brand new car. That's what I think anyway. That is probably the most ranting video I've ever done, but it happened, it's out there, that's my thoughts. I think it's interesting, a lot's been going on, and I just think how all of these different little factors have come together, hybrid, Rally 2, Adamo's comments, all this stuff just coming together is just making me think more and more, what are we doing? Anyway, I'm going to shut up there. If you disagree, please let me know, and please like and share as always. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time, and I'll try to be happier next time, I promise.